A plane maintenance worker has a wine cork stuck in his neck. Not long before this, a flight attendant loses it. Because of difficult passengers, she grabs a bottle and jumps down the emergency slide. When the maintenance worker tries to save her, a champagne cork pops out and gets lodged in his neck. Firefighters realize the cork is compressing his airway, making it hard for him to breathe. They immediately stabilize the man, carefully remove the cork with tweezers, and quickly bandage the wound. They are both taken to the hospital.
I quit.
Me too.
Looks like working at an airport is even more dangerous than being a firefighter.
The old man just wants to fix his lawnmower. Suddenly, his hand gets pulled in. Firefighters nearby hear him scream. They rush to help.
Get me out of here!
His wound's too deep. They can't stop the bleeding. The town's surrounded by wildfires. No ambulance can get in. One firefighter wants to run back for tools, but the captain knows there's no time. The man's already going into shock. There's only one option left.
Unless we amputate.
The captain says they can stop the bleeding by cutting at the wrist, but others say it's not allowed. They should get him to a hospital. They're trapped by fire. No one knows how long till help comes.
It's choice between his hand and his life. I choose life.
The bone's already broken. They just need to slice the tendons. Soon his vitals stabilize, but no one knows how he'll feel once he wakes up and sees he lost a hand.
Through it.
Her husband showed up at the officer's door, wanting to ask about his wife. After all, she was the last person to see his wife. The officer, pretending to be concerned, invited him in, offering him a drink, planning to drug him. But just then, Athena called. She warned him. The woman in front of him was actually a serial killer. She told him to get out now.
Afraid I can't tonight. Thanks for asking.
He turned around, only to find a gun pointed at him. But for love, he didn't care about the danger. He stood his ground and demanded the killer hand over his wife. At that moment, he quickly dialed 911 by Siri, unaware the killer was raising her gun behind him. Luckily, Athena arrived just in time. One shot, the killer was down, and Maddie was rushed to the hospital.
Sir, are you hurt? Please don't shoot! Please.
The boy was curled up under a chair, shaking with fear. He thought someone was going to shoot him, but the firefighter told him, "No one's shooting out here." Turns out, fireworks inside the store exploded all of a sudden, and that started the big fire. The boom from the fireworks sounded just like gunshots. Since no one was watching the store anymore, a bunch of people started grabbing stuff for free. Even the firefighters couldn't stop them, but luckily, it didn't take long to put out the flames. While helping a hurt boy, the firefighter found out his friend was still inside. He asked his team, but they hadn't seen another kid, so the firefighter ran back into the store. He pushed through the thick, smoky air, and finally found a boy hiding in a box. The kid was covered in black from the fire. The firefighter picked him up and rushed him to the ambulance. What a brave and caring firefighter. The man was so thirsty, he even went looking for water from the toilet. Just a few days ago, he hit his head and had to go to the hospital. While getting a CT scan, he started saying strange words.
Is there meal service on this flight?
After checking the scan, doctors found a cyst in his brain, right in the pituitary gland. That's what caused him to feel super thirsty. But when he drank too much water, it made his brain even more confused. Back in his hospital room, he kept drinking water like crazy, while giving his assistant work to do, and asking the doctor, when can he go home? The doctor said, they can do surgery through his nose to take out the cyst. It's small and safe. But first, his salt levels need to be normal, so he can't drink any more water for now. The assistant quickly took away all the water bottles, but the man fired him, just because he wouldn't let him drink. Now without anyone watching him, and no more water from the hospital, he locked himself in the toilet. No matter how much the doctors called out, he wouldn't open the door, so the doctors had to break the door down, and there he was, head in the toilet, scooping up water with his hands and drinking.
No! 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 Leave me alone! Let me go back! I need the water! I need it!
The doctors pulled him away from the toilet and tied him to the hospital bed to keep him safe. He even drank toilet water. Yeah, he was really thirsty.
Oh my god, are you okay?
No!
The girl fell off the couch, and it seemed like she broke her boyfriend's bro. She ran out fast to find a doctor.
I broke his bone.
After checking, the doctor said his bro was actually broken. But don't worry, this kind of injury can be fixed. The doctor had done this kind of surgery before, on soldiers during war. Wait, why would soldiers need that kind of surgery? Even the guy got distracted by that thought. It made him forget the pain a little. After the doctor left, the girl came back. She said sorry, but the guy felt super embarrassed. He didn't want her to see him like that, so he told her to leave. Later, he was rolled into the operating room. A bunch of doctors came to watch. They whispered to each other, trying to guess which girl did this to him. The girl heard them talking, and she felt really ashamed. Luckily, the surgery went great. The guy just needed 1 month to rest. Then he'd be totally fine. The girl came back again.
I'm sorry that I hurt you, and I'm sorry that you're humiliated. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm now going to climb into bed with you, and I'm going to stroke your hair.
She got in bed next to him. She was going to stay by his side until he was all better. There's a woman stuck in a tree, her body pierced by branches. This is all because her parachute failed during the jump. Firefighters quickly set up a ladder to rescue her. The woman is terrified. Every part of her hurts. The captain calms her down. While directing the team, firefighters have reached her with a ladder.
I've done this jump 100 times. I don't know what happened.
The branches are through her thigh and shoulder, but they're also acting as a tourniquet. If they pull them out, she'll bleed out. They're cutting the branches from the base, but the saw accidentally drops, scaring everyone a bit. At the critical moment, the captain grabs the tools and climbs up. The woman's consciousness is fading. She says she's a waitress, but her biggest dream is to be a reporter.
I keep thinking, after this jump, I'll be brave enough to write, and to at least try.
She keeps doing skydiving, trying to give herself the courage. Soon, the branches are cut, but the woman passes out. Firefighters put her on a stretcher and rush her to the ambulance. Even with CPR, she doesn't make it. So if you have dreams, don't wait until it's too late. Two people in Halloween costumes start fighting over a disagreement. Looks like their magic wands stop working, so they grab torches instead. Just as the firefighters step in, a fireball shoots into the cornfield. The two scaredy cats panic and run, leaving the mess behind for the firefighters. 5 hours later, the rescue team finally arrives. The Halloween maze was built with corn stalks. It has become a sea of flames. The captain orders the ladder up to spray water from above. Right then, a panicked woman runs over.
You have to find my son. Please, he's in there somewhere. His father has a terrible sense of direction.
The ladder truck's stuck on the outer path, and time is running out. A firefighter climbs up with no gear.
I can get a view from up here, Captain.
She spots the woman's husband and son. They're heading the wrong way. She jumps off the Ferris wheel and runs into the maze herself. After a long search, she finds them, but the father's leg is burned. He can't walk.
Please get my son out of here.
I'm getting both of you out of here. Come on.
She tries to carry him out, but underestimates this tall guy's weight. Thankfully, her teammates arrive just in time, with everyone watching anxiously. The firefighter brings the father and son out safely. The nun, suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning, climbed up the ladder to find God.
I'm coming, Jesus! I'm coming!
Buck immediately rode the aerial ladder to rescue her, but the nun completely ignored him, and even called him Satan.
Cap, she thinks I'm Satan.
I'll tell you you're not.
Ma'am, I'm not Satan. My name is Buck.
Get thee behind me!
Buck was speechless. There was nothing he could do.
I see him, Jesus!
She won't listen to me. What's it
I see his face in the clouds. He's calling to me.
Just then, the nun suddenly snapped out of it. Buck gently approached her, reaching out his hand, but the nun was terrified. She reached out her hand, then quickly pulled it back, just when everyone had no idea what to do. A woman picked up a megaphone.
Jesus is with you. All you have to do, go into his loving arms.
So I'm guessing Buck is Jesus in this metaphor?
I know you can do this. Have faith.
It's okay.
Believe.
Where you go?
And reach out.
I got you. I got you. There you go. There you go. I got you.
Thank you.
No one can believe this woman somehow flies into a tree. Just a while ago, a pickup crashes into a whole motorcycle crew. When firefighters arrive, it's a total mess. Injured riders are all over the ground, cuts and bruises everywhere. The pickup driver is slumped and bleeding. They pry open the car door, and a wave of booze stench hits them. Clearly drunk driving. They check him. He's still alive. Barely. Then someone starts yelling. From the hillside about 10 meters away, one guy is trapped under his motorcycle. Another's sitting nearby. But the real shock is, there's another woman stuck in a tree. The pickup must have been speeding so fast. It literally launches people into the air. They bring the ladder truck and get her down safely. But before the fire truck even arrives, one of the injured suddenly crashes. No heartbeat. The crew tries everything to bring him back, but there's no miracle this time. The sound of the heart beating tortures the man. He grabs a pencil from the table. Without hesitation, he stabs it into his ear.
Somebody see me now.
Soon, he is brought into the emergency room. Dr. Choi carefully takes the pencil out of his ear and examines his ear. The man's bone membrane is pierced, but it can be repaired with surgery. However, the man doesn't seem to care about that, only asking Dr. Choi to listen to his heart.
Sounds normal to me.
The man explains that, during his service, his convoy is caught in an explosion, and his back is full of shrapnel.
Looks like it was serious. I wish I could tell you there's a physical reason for the problem. I can't see one.
doctor, Shui notices that the jelly in the tray on his chest is shaking. So he picks up the stethoscope and listens to his heart.
It's possible Mr. Coleman's right. I think we should get a chest CT.
The shrapnel scars on his back create an echo chamber, which amplifies the sound waves of his heartbeat, causing the vibrations to travel to his inner ear, which is why he hears the sound of his heart beating in his head. But there is no way to treat this condition. The only solution is for him to adapt to it.
We wanted you to meet your brother in arms.
Brother in arms?
Yes. Your heart?
Do you see how hard your heart is fighting for you? Fighting to keep you alive.
The man finally decides to try and make peace with the sound of his heart beating. A live power line falls into the pool. The little girl is still inside. The male nanny jumps in to save her, but gets electrocuted right there in the water. What happened? A truck tried to dodge a motorcycle and slammed into a pole. The girl's house is right by the road. The pole lands straight in their pool. Thankfully, she's floating on a rubber board, so she's not shocked yet. Her dad shows up and tries to rush in, but a man tackles him.
You can't see it, but those power lines are sending 5,000 volts through that water. Anyone touches it, and they are dead.
The guy says he's a firefighter. He promises to save the girl. First, they need to calm her down and make sure she doesn't move. The firefighter sees the inflatable dolphin. He wants to ride it across. His girlfriend freaks out.
No, you're not. Did you get that from the Macho Handbook?
She gets an idea, grabs a rubber hose, rips off the metal tip, and they each hold one end, trying to drive the girl in. The mom talks gently to the girl.
Did you see this? Can you grab this for mommy?
Sparks fly from the water. It freaks everyone out, but nothing else goes wrong. They pull her to the edge, grab her arms, and lift her out. Right then, the backup team shows up and finally cuts the power. Crisis averted. A hand suddenly reached out of the dirt, tightly gripping Buck's leg. The woman was struggling to breathe. The firefighters were in complete chaos.
What the hell?
Hey.
As the firefighters prepared to pull the woman out, she suddenly noticed the man standing nearby and realized what was happening.
I remember as we were eating sweet potato soup, but it smelled funny and I started to feel dizzy.
The paramedic immediately deduced the woman's food must have been drugged. The culprit was obviously the man. Sitting next to her, her husband. The woman, in disbelief, confronted the man.
What do you want me to say?
Well, I gave up everything for you, my whole life. You tried to take it?
Just as the man brushed it off, he suddenly collapsed from a heart attack and fell to the ground. The firefighters immediately began to try to save him, but they couldn't revive him. Karma came far too quickly.
He's been trying to bury me alive for 42 years. Think of the life I could have had if I'd gotten out sooner.
You're out now.
The truck driver is ready to drive away, but a mover stops him. It turns out, there's someone under the truck. The man is changing the spare tire. The lug nut gets stuck in the wrench. He slams it on the ground, and the lug nut rolls under the big truck. He reaches for it, but just misses. So, he stretches his whole body under the truck. At that moment, the driver doesn't see him and starts driving away. The man gets stuck under the truck. A nearby mover sees him, rushes over and tells the driver to stop. The firefighters arrive quickly. They use an air cushion to lift the truck's body. Once it slowly lifts, one of the man's shoulders is freed. Then they use a jack to lift the tire. The tire is taken off, and the man is pulled out. After checking him in the ambulance, the man's vital signs are normal. He's really lucky. The man happened to park his car in midair. Even the firefighters were confused. How did he even do that? The captain reassured him they would get him out safely, as long as he sits tight.
Yeah, sit tight.
All right.
Sit tight.
Once the car was secured, Buck opened the door and told the man to unbuckle and slide over.
Slide? No, the guy said sit tight.
Buck explained the situation had changed, and sitting tight wasn't an option anymore. But the man, terrified of heights, refused to budge. That's when Chim, thinking fast, realized the man was skinny enough to crawl out through the back seat.
Pop goes the whistle.
Sometimes being skinny really is a lifesaver.
Oh, thank you, Louise.
Oh, God! Oh, God!
Ma'am, are you injured?
Yes! Yes!
I have your location. Help is on the way.
Yes!
When the firefighters arrived, they knocked, but no one answered. So Buck grabbed the tools and broke the door down. Inside, they found two people very busy on the bed. The couple freaked out when they saw the firefighters.
Somebody here called 911.
Not us.
The team heard a strange noise. They moved closer to the bed and found a man trapped under the mattress. Turns out, he was the woman's fiancé. He had been tidying up the room when the mattress accidentally collapsed on him, and he ended up getting a front row seat to the bed action. The staff threw the golf clubs onto the luggage cart. Then, after knocking the ground controller over, the luggage cart started spinning. The bags on the cart fell everywhere, causing a crowd of tourists to gather. To stop the cart, one of the staff drove another car and crashed into it. Finally, the cart was stopped, just as he jumped out of the car to celebrate.
911, what's your emergency?
Firefighters arrived just in time, but even they had never seen something like this before.
Buck, Eddie, give me everything.
After making sure the staff member still had a chance, the firefighters quickly brought tools to take apart the turbine.
Okay, very carefully, let's pull him out of there.
Luckily, the man didn't end up in pieces, because before he was sucked in, a set of golf clubs was sucked in first. Have you ever had a lucky experience like that? A barber is live streaming his new technique, fire cutting. Today's customers are two girls in school uniforms. He slathers a homemade heat protectant on her hair.
Okay, baby, I'm gonna need you to sit still. All right.
His towel fire smothering fails spectacularly. Firefighters rush to the scene.
He's the scissors where guy.
I think I figured out where the scissors are.
The girl sits in a corner. Her face and hands are covered with wounds. The fire chief asks her if she's burned.
No, it's the water. She's allergic.
What's that called?
It's aquagenic urticaria.
The firefighters prepare to dry her off before taking her to the hospital. The girl's mom storms in.
You're supposed to be in school. Sorry, Bob. I just wanted to do something on my own.
Turns out the girl is 15 years old. She's not in very good health. That's why her mother is a bit strict with her. She never expected sneaking out for fun would end like this. The firefighter just rescued the unconscious female driver. When she wakes up, the first thing she does is look for her daughter. But the car is already on fire, and her baby is still in the back seat. Just earlier, a bus crashed into several cars. The woman had already lost consciousness. She's quickly pulled out of the driver's seat. Then the flames suddenly erupt. The captain quickly orders everyone to fall back, but when he hears the baby is still inside, he rushes back to the car, smashes the window, and finds the trapped baby. The team sees the captain still hasn't come back. They're about to go in when the car explodes violently. The blast wave sends one of them flying. Just when everything seems hopeless, a figure slowly emerges from the thick smoke. The captain successfully saved the baby. A truly thrilling rescue. A woman's on her knees, with her head completely stuck inside a car's exhaust pipe. Turns out she made a bet with her boyfriend. She shoved her head right into the customized pipe. Luckily, she's fine, just super embarrassed. The captain decides to cut the pipe with a saw, saying it's as easy as cutting butter. But the boyfriend's not happy, because not only did he lose the bet, he's about to lose his $1,200 exhaust pipe too. The captain tells him nicely, while the firefighters are getting the tools ready. The girl's two besties keep flirting with them.
Type your number in my phone and I'll text you so you have mine.
But the firefighters are already taken, so they politely shut it down. The captain slides under the car himself. After some sparks and sawing, the pipe's cut loose. Now all that's left is pulling her head out. When the captain asks for lube, her bestie whips some out of her bag immediately. They lube up the pipe, and the girl's head pops right out. First thing she says,
"Wow, you really are hot."
The captain warns her that if she feels dizzy, has blurry vision, or feels confused, she should get to a hospital, but she's too busy staring at him with hard eyes. The man was under the car looking for a lug nut, while on the other side, the driver got in, ready to take off.
Oh no! Wait! Ah! For the love of God! Ah!
When the firefighters arrived, they found him stuck under the car, still smiling somehow. Turns out, he was an old friend. He had already been rescued by them earlier that morning, and now, here they were again. After checking him over, the team confirmed he wasn't seriously hurt. The captain told Buck to grab a jack and lift the car. Once they popped off the tire, they pulled the guy out safely. Do you think he will be rescued a third time? There's a major crash on the highway. An Asian woman's shoulder is pierced by a steel rod. A blonde woman is pinned under the bus, but they can only rescue one of them first. The bus is pressing directly on the blonde woman's bleeding point, so her blood pressure is somewhat stable. After weighing everything, they decide to cut the rod first and send the Asian woman to the hospital first. Just then, sparks fly from the bus. It could explode at any moment. The firefighters have to put out the fire. Everyone is rushing to save lives, but the cutting work has to pause.
Susan, the saw heats the metal as it cuts. When it gets too hot, we have to stop, wait for it to cool down.
The fear makes the Asian woman start blaming herself.
Because I just had to come out of this dumb trip. The trip is not to blame.
The firefighters interrupt them and continue cutting. Now the rod is cooled down. The blonde woman goes into shock from blood loss. There's no more time to waste. The team speeds up and cuts through the rod. The Asian woman is saved. The team inflates the airbag and pulls the blonde woman out, but she has no pulse. After non-stop rescue efforts, she finally comes back to life. The ambulance arrives and quickly takes them to the hospital. The kid is actually holding a gun like it's a toy. Andy totally freaks out. Just moments earlier, she and her friend Ryan are talking when they hear someone scream next door. She rushes over and knocks on the door. A little boy opens it, says his mom's hand hurts. Inside, the woman is holding a child, blood dripping from her hand. Andy offers to call an ambulance, but she says it's too expensive. Blood keeps dripping from the cut. Andy helps her lie down, calls her dad, and promises the rescue is free. Medics lift her onto a stretcher and get her ready for the hospital, but the kids are still home. Their dad can't help because of a court order. He has to stay 100 yards away, so Andy and Ryan take care of him. Ryan is a cop. He plays a pretend gunfight with the boy. Andy finishes cleaning up the house, and they're finally ready to rest, but the boy somehow grabs Ryan's real gun. They both yell for him to drop it, but the kid pulls the trigger. The recoil knocks him to the floor. The boy bursts into tears. Andy runs over, removes the clip, and checks if he's okay. Then she hears Ryan groaning. The shot hits his stomach. She places the gun up high and quickly calls for help.
Dad, I need you to come back! Come back! Come back! Come back!
Medics arrive fast, but Ryan still dies from blood loss. A man got stuck in the RV window after a car crash. How could they save him like that? Just a moment ago, firefighters got a call for help. An RV had flipped over in the middle of the road. First, the firefighters brought airbags and placed them under the RV. Then, another team brought a ladder. Firefighters climbed up the side of the RV, opened the door, and saw the man stuck right in the RV's window. The team brought a rescue rope, getting ready to pull the man out to check how badly he was hurt. They used a chainsaw. Luckily, the man only had a broken bone. Nothing was cut off. The airbags at the back of the RV slowly filled with air, lifting the RV a little higher and giving more room underneath. While the RV was lifted, the firefighters put a neck brace on the man. Then they brought a stretcher and carefully pulled him out of the window. You've seen emergency landings before, but have you ever seen a plane land on power lines? When firefighters got to the scene, they found 3 people in the plane. One was hurt, and the other 2 were doctors. They had taken the plane to move the hurt man fast, but then a solar storm hit. It made the plane's GPS and controls stop working, and the plane crashed down right onto high voltage power lines. Even though they cut the power, the solar storm had filled the air with extra electrons. These electrons needed something to carry them to the ground, so the power lines were still live. Every few minutes, a big electric burst would shoot out. If the voltage went too high, the wires could catch fire anytime. Firefighters told the people who weren't hurt to jump down first. But for the injured man, the captain decided to go up himself. The bursts were still coming, so he had to move fast. He had to save the man before the wires caught fire. He climbed along the wires and into the plane. After tying a safety rope to the hurt man, he slowly lowered him down. Soon, the injured man landed safely. As the team was untying the rope, they heard a crackling sound above them. They all looked up. A stronger electric burst was coming. The firefighter shouted for the captain to jump, and everyone rushed to get out of the way. Right before the current hit the plane, it was so close. The fire truck heads towards the dump. The boss angrily explains to the firefighters what happened. 2 people are now buried under a shifted pile of garbage. This rescue mission is really tough for the firefighters. It's high risk because the dump is full of hidden dangers.
I got someone here.
First, let's get this thing stabilized so it doesn't move.
A bunch of wires are going through his arm and stomach. The firefighters need to remove the wires, but they can't let them move just a little. At this point, the man wakes up.
Hard drive. I had it. I can't believe I lost it.
Turns out the guy secretly came to the dump to find this hard drive. It's worth $4 million in cryptocurrency, but his roommate accidentally tossed it.
If you want me to help you look for it, I get it.
75-25.
But you already know what happened. Just as the man is rescued, the roommate is found.
Help! Please help!
Here! Are you hurt, Nate?
I don't think so. Just stop hitting very, very hot.
It seems like there's a fire burning underneath the garbage right below him.
Pulling him out's gonna expose you to more oxygen. That's a chance we're gonna have to take.
They plan to drop a wet hose down to pull him out, and then quickly put the fire out. Both of them are sent to the ambulance. How do you open a door without a key? Let the firefighters show you. Just now, they got an emergency call. They knocked on the door, but no one answered. Then they heard someone yelling for help from the basement. Sounds like someone was locked inside his own house. It was urgent, so the firefighter kicked the front door open. Even her teammate looked impressed. They ran downstairs and followed the voice until they found the man. Turns out the sound door handle had fallen off. He was trapped inside. Worse still, the broken handle couldn't be put back on, and soon, the man passed out from the heat. The firefighter tried to kick the door open, but it wouldn't budge. So, one of them ran to find the power box and shut off the main switch. That stopped the sauna from getting hotter. Meanwhile, another teammate started picking the lock. Good thing she plays puzzle games a lot, because she actually opened it. They quickly pulled the man out of the sauna and gave him first aid. Luckily, he was just dehydrated. He woke up soon after. A woman drives out in a typhoon. The wind picks up and sends her in the car flying. When they find her, she's lying in the middle of the road. Anna cuts open her pants. Her leg is badly swollen. Looks like a closed fracture. She needs a splint. Anna grabs a bandage but the wind snatches it away. They lift her onto a stretcher and carry her, but they're wobbling with every single step. The woman says there's a necklace in the car. It's the only thing left from her grandma. As the car shakes in the wind, she starts to break down.
Oh, I need that necklace!
To calm her down, the captain risks it and brings back her back, her legs swelling worse and worse. If they don't act fast, it might need to be amputated. The captain calls dispatch, but the signal is completely gone. They have to do a mini surgery right in the fire truck. Anna picks up a fruit knife. She makes a small cut in the leg to release the pressure. They bandage her up, head back to the front seats. Still no signal from dispatch, with no instructions. They have to figure out how to reach the hospital themselves, but with the wind howling like that, no one knows if they'll even make it.
911, what's your emergency? Hi, yes, I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
The dispatcher tells her it's the wrong number, but she acts like she doesn't hear, and gives her address anyway. The dispatcher catches on instantly. She's in danger. The dispatcher starts asking questions. How many people are in the room?
Would a medium pepperoni pizza be big enough for 2 people?
She's got just one person with her. Then she gets her name, finding out her ex has been in for domestic violence twice. He just got out today. The dispatcher checks if the guy has a weapon. If yes, say she wants extra sausage.
Extra pepperoni would be great.
They use satellite imagery to pinpoint the address. Just needs 2 more minutes. Then help will be on site. But things go downhill fast. The ex figures it out. The dispatcher has an idea.
Sometimes you have to take a leap of faith.
The guy is confused, but the woman isn't. She suddenly breaks free and sprints toward the window.
No!
Turns out the firefighters already set up a landing cushion. As for the dumb ex, he is just waiting for his ride back to prison. The woman is just walking on the street when a speeding car suddenly crashes straight into a supermarket.
It's pinned in. Foot stuck on the gas.
The wheels keep spinning like crazy, and the woman is pinned under the car, crying for help. Firefighters surround the scene. The driver's head is bleeding, and he's unconscious. They need to lift the car. To get the woman out, the captain decides to split them into 2 teams to rescue both victims.
Stabilize it so the truck can get the driver at the same time. Go.
They bring in a ton of gear, stacking wooden blocks under the car while using hydraulic tools to lift it slowly. The woman is in clear agony. They clear off the bricks on top of her. One firefighter shields the tires, while the others pull her out. They lift her out together. Meanwhile, another team smashes the back window, climbs in, yanks the man's foot off the gas, and kills the fire. The wheels finally slow to a stop.
He's got a pulse, barely.
They carefully move him off the seat, carry him out, and rush him to the hospital. Hopefully, he pulls through. If there's water on the road, never step in it, because no one knows what's hiding under the water. Just a moment ago, a woman was driving around with her daughter, but suddenly, they got into a car crash. Luckily, the airbags saved them both. When the woman climbed out of the car, she saw things were much worse than she thought. A bunch of cars had crashed, blocking the whole road. One driver even hit a power pole, and wires had fallen onto the street. To stop more danger, she told everyone to stay away, and called for help. But the person on the phone told her that a big tsunami had hit the beach resort, so all rescue teams were already sent to the coast. Now, they had no choice but to wait. Then, the woman saw a lady trapped in a car. She had a neck injury and needed help fast. The woman called her daughter to come help, while she ran back to the car to get the first aid kit. But she didn't know the seawater from the tsunami had rushed into the streets, and it touched the broken wires. Just as she saw the danger and tried to warn people, a man stepped into the water right in front of her eyes. Right away, she shouted to her daughter, who was now in the crashed car. Her daughter didn't hear clearly, but thought her mom wanted her to stay and help, so she didn't get out of the car. Half an hour later, rescue teams finally arrived and turned off the power. The woman thought she could finally save the injured lady, but it was too late. The woman had passed out in her daughter's arms. The daughter cried sadly, shocked that a life had slipped away like that. As the mom tried to comfort her, they suddenly heard the woman on the stretcher had a heartbeat again. The daughter collapsed into her mom's arms, relieved. Kindness always comes back in the end. A guy's got a nail stuck in his head. The doctor grabs some pliers and pulls it out in less than a second, charges him $300. His brother next to him says,
Could have done that for free at home with a pair of vice grips.
The guy probably feels bad about the $300, and suddenly his blood pressure drops. The doctors roll him over to check, and see there's another nail shot into his ribs. The surgeon rushes him into the OR. The nail ripped through his kidney, and it's no longer usable. They search through his abdomen, but just can't find another kidney. Turns out he was born with only one. Only way to save him is a transplant. His brother is a full match, just needs to donate one. Sean explains the risks, scares the guy half to death, but he's still willing to sign.
I'm happy to sign the forms on one condition.
I'm not selling the business.
Turns out the brother's condition was sell the company and split the cash, but the older brother refuses. Later that night, his kidney fails, and the transplant becomes urgent. The brother looks at him lying in the hospital bed, and finally agrees to go through with it. The woman was getting a root canal. The next second, she turned into a fire-breathing dragon. What in the world just happened? A moment ago, she came in with a bad toothache. So the dentist got her ready for a root canal. He put a bite block in her mouth to stop her from biting her tongue. Then, he pulled out a needle and gave her a shot in the gums to numb the pain. The dentist started checking her teeth. Then he told the assistant to bring the drill. Everything seemed normal until the drill made a few sparks. Suddenly, flames came shooting out of her mouth. The firefighters rushed to the scene, but the dentist was already badly burned. The bite block in the woman's mouth had melted. 2. The assistant was super confused. Why did she breathe fire? Sure, the drill makes sparks, but something flammable had to be in her mouth. That's when the paramedics noticed. The rinse water had somehow been swapped with ether. And when the spark hit the ether, whoosh, instant fire. The firefighters brought an electric saw and carefully cut open the melted bite block. Then they pulled it out of her mouth. The woman realized her tooth didn't hurt anymore. She reached into her mouth, and the bad tooth just fell out on its own. Guess she didn't need that root canal after all. On Christmas, a husband is caught cheating by his wife.
You two-timing son of a perro!
The man runs, with the woman chasing after him.
Sorry about that! Merry Christmas!
Just then, a passing tram strikes the man, knocking him to the ground. When the firefighters arrive, they find his leg is severely broken. The captain asks who the man's family is, and both women claim to be his wife.
Marty has everyone mentioned you.
The captain is taken aback by the situation. The driver of the tram, terrified.
How about you come outside and just let me check you for injuries, just to be safe? Nope. Safer in here.
One of the women then sees the other woman's child and learns that the child is younger than her own. It dawns on her that she's actually the mistress. Her anger intensifies. To prevent further injury, they quickly rush the man to the hospital.